because it says Daredevil Born Again. The ratings are a concern. That's the new story. That's it. It says Daredevil Born Again ratings are a concern. Questions are being raised about the potential future of a Daredevil Born Again following the series hitting an unfortunate milestone. Back in March 2025, Disney Plus reported that the 2-episode premiere of Daredevil Born Again reached 7.5 million views in its first 5 days of availability on the streaming service. That is the biggest premiere of the year to date for Disney, but it was small compared to some other high-profile Marvel launches on the service in recent times, like Agatha All Along with 9.3 in its first 7 days, and Loki Season 2 with 10.9. Comicbook.com reports that the series is the first live-action Marvel show that has failed to make Nielsen's top 10 of original streaming services during its run. Nielsen's top 10 streaming charts are always several weeks behind the airing of shows. The current chart, for example, runs from April 28th to May 4th. Weird, the second season of Andor is in third place of the original and sixth on the overall charts, though its multi-episode weekly release schedule is likely to have helped it out a bit there. Born Again wrapped its run on April 15th, and the series reportedly failed to show up in the top 10 originals or overall numbers, not just during the show's weekly run, but in the 2 to 3 weeks afterwards, indicating limited weekly viewership and not a lot of people waiting to marathon it. The show's second season is currently in production ahead of March 2026 release and is expected to fare better thanks to the inclusion of at least one, if not more, returning heroes from the Defenders. These numbers, however, have drawn obvious concern from fans over the chances of a third season. Comments from Andor creator Tony Gilroy at the ATX TV Festival on Thursday have only fueled that speculation. He revealed that Disney told him that streaming is dead. We don't have the money we had before, with the second season of Andor likely one of the last costly per episode productions the streamer will put out. I loved the honesty from Tony Gilroy inside of that when he said that, and I believe him 1,000% that they said that to him, unless they were just bullshitting him and like, we can't do another season, we don't have any more money. People go, how did they not have any more money? Because the model was not sustainable for what they were doing. That is the answer. It doesn't matter who you are. When you're dumping out $230 million for Acolyte, you're not putting enough results on your other shows that were doing well. What in the hell are you doing over there? So of course you don't have any money to do that. Doesn't make it, and if you're Bob Iger and you're looking, here's a series we're going to do with Moana. What are you doing? Turn it into a movie. Oh, you think so? Yeah. Why? Because it just made $1 billion, dummy. And they're going to do the same thing. But they're talking about that with Punisher now. The Punisher series that they were going to do, they're going to turn that into an hour and 45-minute movie now. That's exactly what they should do. That's what they should do. And if it costs you that, that's how you can make some money back. I think. Like, look, I was all for the idea of doing series, and I'll be the first to admit it, that when they were saying Star Wars are going to do shows, I'm like, great, stick to shows. If you're actually going to dive into characters and put the money into it and do stuff, I thought everything was going to be not serious like Andor, but structured like Andor and written like Andor, and you put that kind of effort into it. I was like, great, let's do that. They didn't do that. And they overspent stuff, and they overdid it, and they did 1,000 different shows. They should have done one show a year. They did 3 Marvel shows, they did 2 Star Wars shows, and they just people want it. Let's just spend money on everything, and they don't put any effort into it because they think the audience are idiots, and the audience says, no, we're not idiots. You guys are idiots for spending that kind of money. And now they have no money. So this doesn't surprise me at all. What's the layout now going to be like, John? Okay, it is great to have Turtle Beach back. And I've been talking about Turtle Beach. You guys have been raving about Turtle Beach, and why wouldn't you? The Stealth 700 headset that I got, it was so great. It just stood out to me was the sound, man. Like, just playing that Indiana Jones game, as I've told you guys, you could just hear every little thing. I love it. And it locks me in. It's better than the other previous headsets I've had. I don't like being aware that there's other things going on around me. I like being locked into it and hearing every bit of the sound design and just comfortability, to be honest with you. I could wear them for hours. I did. It's almost like they're so comfortable in my head. I was like, I didn't realize I have these things on. I love how precise the audio is. I just feel like I'm so locked into the game when I'm doing it. And it's like that feeling I get when I'm in the theater. I'm just in the world because of the sound. I love sound. You guys know that. The other thing that's great about it is the 80-hour battery. That's crazy. I mean, you don't even feel like you ever have to even charge it. The worst is you're playing something and then just craps out on you and you're like, oh no. The Stealth 700, it has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. What it means is that you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and your PC with just a click of the button. It gets even better. While being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, and it's all done with the Stealth 700. And this is the easy part. You head to turtlebeach.com, use that code Kristian for 10% off your entire order. 10% off at turtlebeach.com with the promo code Kristian. But you're going to purchase it, and then they're going to say, hey, where'd you hear about us? You say, our show. You support our show, you tell them that we sent you, and get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach today.
I mean, I think when you look at the idea of streaming, we just finished glowingly talking about Netflix. So I think to add a couple of words to Tony Gilroy's sentence there about it, Disney said streaming is dead for us. That's what the sentence should have been, because they have failed at streaming. They failed at it. Now looking at it, because a constant stream of underperforming shows, under-delivering shows eventually will harm your future shows, because people don't believe you're picking the right creators, the right showrunners. You're meddling too much in it. People want to blame the acolyte. I still stand firm that I think Filoni went in there, some of the executives went in there, messed with Leslie Headland's vision, got scared that she was doing a darker approach to Star Wars that, God forbid, had some sympathy on the Sith, and she was told to turn it all around to make it a young adult, easily connectable show, and that's why it failed. So there's so many reasons for why it's, and don't listen to the social media people who love everything Disney does, or I stand for this, I'll fight for this. It's nonsense. The reality of the statistics, the reality of the numbers, the reality of the financial numbers, that's what you got to look at for success. And clearly their ratings aren't great. The financial returns are not great. And I'm not surprised that Disney is telling creators that streaming is dead for them, because Netflix has been successful at it. Look, Apple is making some great shows, and they aren't coming anywhere close to the numbers that Disney or Netflix is getting for their stuff, but they're still making quality shows. So people know they can go to Apple TV and watch, more often than not, a really good, well-made show. That's the difference. You're suffering in quality.
And Apple just poops money.
Yeah, and wins awards. Right. When's the last time you saw Disney streaming consistent?
Right. No, but I mean they poop money like as outside of streaming stuff. It's like a billionaire's hobby that costs them nothing.
Exactly. They make so much money they can spend.
Right. And it's people, what Disney does too. Yeah, but Disney's focus is on movies and TV. Yeah, they have theme parks and they make a lot of money in theme parks, but it's different as far as how that goes. And they have other things that they do, but primarily movies and TV. Apple, it's about tech and other things that they have where they're making money, and they go, oh yeah, we have that little side project where we spend money on we have a streaming service. Oh, you do? Yeah, we want to like hire every like big wig celebrity to do something. It's going to cost us some money. Yeah, we'll probably lose a lot of money. Yeah, but can we do it? Yeah. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Give George Clooney $25 million to make Wolves. Why?
Why not?
It doesn't hurt them. Right. Like it doesn't hurt them. Like they could lose money every year and then buy Disney while they're doing it.
Yeah.
Like there was talk about them buying Disney. Like that's how much money they have. And it's not a priority to them. Like as where it is, like Disney's like, oh, we don't know what to do. We don't know what to do.
It would be a priority for Disney if they were good at it. And the fact that they're not good at it, which is very clear, is the reason why they don't make it a priority. And they don't want to fix it now. They just want to focus on theatricals. Because as you said, Iger came in, turned Moana 2 into a whole movie by cobbling those episodes together, made $1 billion. So it's like it makes all the sense in the world to do it that way. Moana, which one? The one now just is about to come out. The Lilo and Stitch live action, $600 million in like 15 days. That's insane.
So so their movies are doing right, exactly. So they're like they had that idea of what they were going to do, and then when what's his face Bob Chapek came in and said, let's just make a bunch of streaming things and just greenlit everything. They're still paying for that. Yeah, they're still paying for that. So like they're now turning some of these things into movies, and like I said, you do that with Moana. They're doing it with Mandalorian and Grogu also. Mandalorian and Grogu is essentially Mandalorian season 4.
It's supposed to be season 4. Yeah, you're right.
That's it. They just said, okay, look, hey, John, you have the whole script done. Can you just write a version of that as a movie and do the movie instead? I mean, the $140 million we were going to give you for the season, can you just do that for a movie?
Yeah,
I think I can make that happen. Great, then do that, and that way we can make some money off it. Because even that's what people don't understand. they are going to make, like, because there's still a big debate on it. I saw we posted a clip on it on the Clips channel.
Okay.
And it was a lot of people say it's going to bomb, it's going to do terribly, it very well could be disappointing. Do I think it'll bomb? No. Do I think financially it could be disappointing? It's possible, because I don't know how much people trust Star Wars anymore.
Yeah.
There's also a very good possibility that we haven't seen Star Wars in the theater since 2019, and people might still want to see a Star Wars movie in May. And the audiences that are the casual audience know Baby Yoda, and want to take their kids and go and see it. And there's an opportunity for them to actually make some cash. So they could, even if it makes, because it's going to be one of the lower budgeted movies,
right?
They still have an opportunity, even if it does $600 million, to do well in this thing, which is a good business model. They won't stick with that with the movies. They're going to go 200 and up,
of course.
But I don't know. What do you agree, disagree with any of that?
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100% on that. What your analysis on that is, because like that's the thing with them when they're looking at it, they know where they're going to make their money, and they know theatrically that's now been proven over the last few years. And I do want to push back on one thing. I think Iger is the one who started the idea of going into streaming.
Of course,
Chapek is the one who ran with it. But
that's what I'm saying.
So they're both of them carry some blame. Some people like to
not necessarily
Iger in the blame category. But
wait, before you say that though, wait, okay. You can have an idea and say, if I say to you, hey, John, I have an idea to do this, and this. Here's my idea, right? And I think that we should go into streaming and do this. And here's how we're going to map this out. Marvel should do this. Those are my ideas. Here you go, run with it, right? Yeah. So you're going, Iger came up with that plan, right? So he gives it to Chapek, and Chapek throws all this stuff and does all this stuff, and it fails. Yeah. Now you could reverse it and say, well, wait a minute. What if Chapek wasn't there and Iger was there? And he said, yeah, but you shouldn't have done it that way.
Maybe.
But what you could have done it was this way, and not put all that money in there, not done that, and we could have been successful with it. I mean, it's a what if scenario. But you can't blame somebody for greenlighting the idea.
But I also think if he believed in it when he came back into power, he would have put it back in motion.
But it was a disaster by then, dude. It was a disaster.
Yeah, I know. But
it was a disaster. They had so much failure by the time he got back, and all the things that were, and the brand got diluted. And we can't just blame it on Chapek and Iger. Feige, as much as he was
100%.
Yeah, as much as Feige was, he was too busy. Sure, but they made some really bad decisions of what they were putting forward, because they had that Guardians of the Galaxy mentality of, you know what? People just want to see new things all the damn time with all these new characters, and we have earned that now. We can do it. You earned it up until Endgame. Right. After Endgame, you had No Way Home, which was, I really liked the movie. It was based on nostalgia too, but it was I liked the movie a lot. But after you run out of your IPs, some of these new characters and other things that they do and the way they ran with certain things, people are like, no, thanks.
Yeah. I don't disagree with you.
So that's it. What do you guys make of all of it? What do you think about it? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know.